I'm back. Well, on with the research. Do you possess any unique abilities? Ones that don't exist in this world? I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment. No. See this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. Why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat?
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff. That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. Looking forward to testing the results. An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities? At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment.
You have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next experiment. There are all manner of alchemical items here. A while ago, I had the misfortune of misplacing a batch. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder. I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
The extract of an animal crystal fly can only be animal elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it. This must be electrohypostasis powder.
Goodness, you managed to find them. This elemental sight, this is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct? Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat. Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research. Right then, up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning. In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Stupid old day, it'll make me climb a big-ass mountain, make me freeze my ass off. I'm gonna get you good.
You want us to jump? From up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis. Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the results. Great work. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen in Mondstadt.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat.
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway, if it turns out that the natural laws of Teyvat do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Teyvat do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something interesting. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment is lost. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower. They cease to be noteworthy.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly turtles? Because you got to see something new and interesting in the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring, not worth closer inspection. There is precious little about them that serves to pique my curiosity now.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring to you?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship for a lifetime. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me.
Stupid albedo, make me trek all the way here, making me freeze my ass off.
I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. Remember that this is a test of intellect, so should you get lucky in any way, that won't be factored in as part of the test.
Boom boom!
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism.
Hey! Explaining things is Paimon's job!
What's this? Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once.
Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here. I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. Taking orders from a complete stranger, drinking anonymous potions, participating in all kinds of strange experiments. I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were colluding from the beginning. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols. Seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. All things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat, which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account. Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
You're back? You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? I wouldn't worry. She's just doing her job. Time for the results. The integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human from this world.
We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? You're able to converse with me here without consequence, but it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty, life's proudest achievement. Do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Things feel a little heavy right now. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again? Glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?